2018 GSL Season 3 Rock Shear. 2018 GSL Season 3. This is Rock Shear.
Guys, what's going on? We're back at the GSL. Crazy news has occurred. Just recently, Maru, an Asia Games champion. He took home the gold.
Yeah. Is it crazy news, though?
It was the most predictable thing that could have happened.
Ever.
Out of any major sporting match ever. Yeah, he was going to win that. But congrats to him. That's the cool.
Yeah.
What's more important is that this is the start of something really exciting in esports. As we're continuing to branch out and kind of infest and take over everything.
Yeah, we're like the Zerg
Can't
that way.
Exactly.
The
We are the
spread is
Zerg,
real.
yeah.
Of course, we had a round of 8 start already. We had Neeb beat Rogue, and then unfortunately Leenock was still recovering from the hospital. So TY just absolutely smashed him. That was actually a really sad match to watch. Hopefully Leenock continues to play well into next year. But now we have the other side of the bracket taste. It's a bunch of former GSL champs, some of the most qualified players ever to be in the round of 8.
That's right. It's going to be a really good mirror matchup day here today. Also, we want to point out that the beginning of ASL is later on tonight. Same studio.
That's right. Different channel.
Different channel. We'll be supplying you guys with that information. I think you can get on Team Liquid as well, but
probably. But check us out on Twitter, and we'll
we'll keep you guys posted. But if you want to continue watching us throughout the entire day, we're going to be here all day.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have a little break in between to get some dinner.
Hopefully, yeah. Maybe take a nap and then come back and hit it hard. But it is going to be a lot of fun. We've been doing KSL. The finals for that are coming up. But ASL, the OG of the new StarCraft shows is back. So you do want to join us for that, too.
And that's so exciting. The ASL is fantastic. Jaedong plays tonight, so you definitely don't want to miss that. It's. I'm sure it's going to be packed down here. People are really pumped to have 2 leagues back in Korea for StarCraft 1. But enough talk about that. It's StarCraft 2 time.
You're right.
Okay?
How dare I?
Yeah.
This is going to be a sick day of mirror matchups.
Yeah, well, these mirror matchups are insanely awesome. Maru, we don't need to say too much, right? He's won the last 2 GSLs. He just won the Asia Games. He's on fire. And he's going up against GuMiho, who has been underrated the entire season. Every time we see him play, he's magnificent.
We're going to go to that interview now.
조성주 선수와 고병재 선수 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
GSL representative Terrence. Hello, everybody.
네, 먼저 아시안 게임 금메달리스트 조성주 선수입니다. 축하드립니다.
So we've got the Asia Game gold medalist tomorrow. Congratulations. He says thank you.
어떠세요?
So you just landed in Korea. How are you feeling today?
네.
좀 너무 힘든데 그래도
I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm not feeling great.
그냥 빌드로 이겨야 될 것 같아요.
But I'm just thinking about how I'm going
얼마
to
안
try to
된
perform
만큼
today.
아직도 조성주 선수가
I'm gonna have to rely on my
금메달을
build to the
따던
strats I've already
순간이
prepped.
생생하게 기억이 납니다. 애국가가 울려 퍼질 때 정말 감동적이었거든요. 그때 순간에 어떤 느낌이었는지 들어볼 수 있을까요?
일단 그때 제가
A lot of StarCraft fans have been really surprised and happy to see you getting the first gold medal in StarCraft 2. How did you feel?
좀 뭉클해지더라고요. 그래서
네.
좋았던
When I heard the national anthem playing, it kind of touched my heart.
뭉클했던 경험이었습니다.
I was really glad I could make that
자,
happen.
그렇다면 이번에는 고병재 선수 만나보겠습니다. 이번 시즌은 고병재 선수의
Let's go over to
천적
GuMiho.
극복 스토리예요. 32강에서 김준호, 16강에서
You seem to be
박명우,
breaking
그리고
your curse.
8강 조성주 선수인데요. 조성주 선수 준비는
You've been
잘 된 것
defeating all
같으세요?
your worst opponents.
제가 명백히
How was your preparation to go up against Maru?
그래가지고 되게 좀 많이 준비를 했는데 아무래도 상대가 조성주 선수다 보니까
I prepared a lot.
오히려
But you know, it is Maru.
되는 것 같은 면이 있는 거예요.
네.
그래도
I think even if I prep really hard,
지금 준비는 잘 됐지만
it's still going to be tricky.
네.
I feel a lot of pressure, to be honest.
16강에서도 준비의 고병재 선수답게 이 죽음의 조를 통과하는 모습을 보여주셨는데요. 이 조성주 선수 아시안
GuMiho, we
게임을
know you as someone who
어떤 소감이
prepares
있었을까요?
perfectly, especially against top-tier opponents. Did you watch any of Maru's Asian games and take any notes? Was that helpful in your prep?
그러니까 얼핏
No, I did not really want to see Asian games.
재밌게 게임 하시는 것 같아가지고
Not watching seriously, at least. Not watching to study.
시청하진 않고 그 시간에 오히려 연습을 했고요.
네.
우승할
I tried to just
거는 알고 있었기 때문에
not let what the strats he used there impact how
시청하지 않았다. 재밌는
he was
이야기
going to play there.
들었는데요.
I knew he was going to win the gold medal anyways.
30분 만에
So I wasn't surprised to see
끝내고
that.
금메달을 목에 거는 모습을 저희가 봤습니다. 오늘은 몇 분 컷 예상하시나요?
In the finals, he won in 30 minutes at the Asia Games.
똑같이 30분 하고 싶은데
How do you predict today's games are going to go?
워낙 잘하시는 선수라서
Well, let's hope it's another 30 minutes. So I'm not feeling too great. But you know, it's GuMiho, so I think it's going to be maybe 2 hours.
근데 투병 형 아마 하긴 하겠죠. 근데
네.
Do you think Maru's
안 하는 게
bluffing when he says he's going to go for long macro games?
안 하는 게 좋을 것 같다. 이렇게
I
의미
think it's going to be
있는
better if
이야기를
it's not
하셨습니다.
2-hour games,
자,
especially if it's
도성주
Maru.
선수와 고병재
Hopefully it'll be
선수
nice and short for him
모두
since his condition is
중요한
bad.
길목에 와 있습니다. 서로에게 쉽지 않은 경기가 될 것 같은데요. 서로에게 강력한 한마디씩 나누고 오늘 경기 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 먼저
So it's going to be.
금메달 리스트
Well,
해주세요.
we're almost ready to start the games. Anything you want to say to each other? You first, Maru.
네.
To GuMiho? Yes.
딱히 할 말이 없는데
I don't have much to say to GuMiho, to be
30분
honest.
만에 끝내고 가겠다.
일단 워낙 잘하시는 선수.
So you're not going to say much? You just finish the games quickly?
생각으로 좀 많이 게임했는데
No, look, I think GuMiho's a strong player.
네, 재미있는 게임 나왔으면 좋겠다.
I didn't have a ton of time to put in any prep.
자, 고병재 선수 작년 GSL
But I hope we have some fun matches,
시즌2
GuMiho.
판짜기로 조성주 선수를 꺾은 바 있습니다. 어떤 한마디 들려주실까요?
올해는 조성주
GuMiho, you defeated Maru in the past to become a champion. You have anything you want to say to him?
오늘은 꼭 복수할 테니까 각오하시길 바랍니다.
This year, I've lost a lot of momentum, especially against Maru, but I'm going to do my best to get revenge on him today.
GSL 두 상징과 같은 테란의 대결 지금부터 시작하겠습니다.
All right, that does it for our interview. Now we're going to get into the games.
Okay.
Maru versus GuMiho. This is going to be a lot of fun. You can see their offline match history. Maru has been more dominant. But I do want to point out, I think Maru going to the Asia Games were basically, by the way, when Dan and me were laughing during that interview, when Gary was asking, did you watch the games and use that to prep?
Yeah.
What was funny about it was Maru was so much better than his opponents. He was basically styling on him.
Yeah,
he was clowning on him.
He was doing like 2-base battle cruiser and stuff.
Right.
But
He did just come back from a long trip. He has not had a lot of time to prepare. And he said he was feeling a little bit sick, which is not surprising if you do a tournament like that overseas.
yeah.
So I wonder if maybe Maru's condition's not as good, and maybe GuMiho can actually take this.
Well, whether his condition is good or bad, GuMiho can take this. And I do want to mention that Maru is the exact guy who will play the best series of his life and then tell you he was at 40%. This is literally that guy that stupid meme comes from.
This is true. Yeah.
These guys, like,
Him and innovation.
they undersell themselves all the time, and it's so I'm not really trusting it too much. Maru is basically always playing some tip-top games, so I think he's going to bring it today. And everyone he is the talk of the town, right? It's like basically this year is just about Maru and Cyril, but like that just is making it so that these other players are flying under the radar a little bit. And one of the guys who's really flying under the radar is GuMiho.
Yeah.
His games so far this season, every time we've seen him play in the groups, we're kind of like not thinking about him too much, not talking about him too much, because he's good, he's a champion, he gets reasonably deep every time, he has potential to knock out everyone, but this season in particular is kind of looking like the season that he won before with his skill level in comparison to everyone else's. Like, there was a long lull since his last championship, but right now he is playing at such a level that if he won, people should not actually be surprised. He just, for some reason, there's not that much hype around GuMiho right at this minute.
Game 1 is going to be on Dreamcatcher. Again, guys, this is a best of 5 here. I expect this to be reasonably long, but I also expect Maru to do some proxies here. He's been proxying a lot, Artosis.
Yeah, he definitely likes to make his buildings out on the map.
All right, this is game 1. Let's go. Maru versus GuMiho.
Fight!
1,770 matches. Wow. Top left.
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
Yes, he won the Asia Games. And in the bottom right, former champion.
Storm Gaming, GuMiho.
Yeah, so this guy is a little bit of an underdog, but I don't think really that much at all, to be honest. Like, Maru's TBT is not the same level of his other matchups. Like, he doesn't differentiate himself from the other few Terrans in TBT, in my opinion. If you put him up against an Innovation, a TY, or a GuMiho, I think that right there, I don't know who wins that. That's a close, nice match.
Yeah, tough to call. Maru, by the way, sending his SCV out now. And I just want to put it out there. I feel like even though Maru tends to downplay, where he feels like he's at skill-wise, or he plays an insane game and then he ranks himself at like a C+ or something weird like that, at D+. I do think that trip probably took a little bit of a toll on him.
Sure.
Flying all the way. Jakarta is far away from Seoul. That's a long flight.
That is it like 7-8 hours, something like that? Because I've gone to Singapore a few times. Isn't that normally?
Gosh, I went to Jakarta like a long time ago. It's a long flight though.
Yeah.
It's grueling.
The time zone is not that different though. It's like an hour difference, I think.
Yeah, that you have going for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, he might have got a little bit sick from that flight, being in a different country, different food and stuff. So
Sure.
hopefully he's recovered well enough. I think Game 1 and Game 2 are really going to let us know, okay, where's Maru at? If we see anything a little bit weird or suspicious.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I want to know what you think is the actual result of this series before we see things.
Even if he says his condition's not good, I still expect Maru to win.
Yeah?
Maru basically in Korea has been like the most unstoppable force among the Koreans. I mean, this is why the Cyril Maru narrative was so exciting in GSL versus the world. It's like, who's really on top, right? And of course, the World Championships are coming up, right? So we're going to get to test that again here. Both these guys are like, we joke about it, but 1%ers with the amount of WCS points they have, right?
Yeah.
Such a high disproportionate amount. Oh, hold on a second before I talk about the abstract here. These Reapers are coming in here.
Looks actually missed targeting there. That top Marine actually had like one hit on it forever.
Yeah. Looks like this is finally going to end here as this last Hellion comes up. But to what I was saying, I just feel as though you have to expect Maru to win. GuMiho could take it, but I think this would just be a 3-2 win for Maru here. What about you?
Well, I think it'll certainly be close. It's not. I can't imagine a sweep in either direction.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of what I've seen game-wise this season out of these two, I'm a little bit more impressed from GuMiho thinking back, right? Like, for instance, he got second and he has to play against Maru here, but he got second in a really weird series against Dark, then came back and killed him, right? So I don't even really count that as much.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not
I think GuMiho's playstyle has been cooler, but Maru's definitely brought the results,
He's certainly brought the results, yeah. But I think GuMiho's kind of doing that as well. And Maru is very good TBT, don't get me wrong. But GuMiho's quite strong in this matchup. So I don't know. I want to bail out of answering your question. I don't really know who's going to win, but I seriously won't be surprised if GuMiho does take it.
We've got the Banshee coming down now from Maru. His cloak's almost done. Looks like the Marine will tip that off, but let's see if he's actually ready. GuMiho is back home.
Yeah, he certainly is ready.
It's the second Raven now, already out.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. Is he going to try to chuck an auto turret? No, I guess he decides he can't really get it.
Can't quite catch it. That was so low, though. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, he might try to intercept it here. You can see that Maru's Banshee's eventually going to have to curve around. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he can quite get the auto turret out. It won't get the shot. Cast range not quite long enough and everything. Nice try catching it, though. Second Banshee coming out. Let's see what this one can get done. Blocking Maru's Banshees is definitely a big step in the right direction. This is one of the original players that would just rally Banshees nonstop at you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, second Banshee's coming up. And it looks like he's basically predicted where it was going to be. Although he did not have his Cyclone set up in the right spot. So the Banshee's going to get some kills off. This means both the Banshees basically get away. And are going to be factors for the rest of this game. So we want to watch for them later on. Maru continuing to get his third command center and more tanks coming up here. We have a Liberator tech and plenty more Marines coming here from GuMiho. Oh, whoa! Wow,
He's going to pick up the kill there. Huh. Yeah, Maru not really finding much damage anywhere. By the way, he did hit that scan onto GuMiho. And GuMiho was making the double eBay. He sees this, so should know that this is in fact going to be bio play. It's always a big question with GuMiho, what he's going to bring out. And GuMiho just going to get slightly quicker upgrades here. Really getting his production down as well.
You really do have to think, though, that those Banshees that came out and the investment of the detection, that's really hurting that it didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we didn't get more than an SCV and a Marine, right? So
yeah,
that's a little bit troublesome.
It certainly is. Like, GuMiho just a little bit faster on everything else. He's got some great defensive things, but it's not like any sort of game-ending situation when you think about it, right? Because, like, what did he make to kill these Banshees? Like, he's got these Cyclones. The Ravens are very good, but the Cyclones are almost to the point of not being useful anymore. Like, they'll still be useful for a little bit, but the later you get into the game, they just don't scale well.
Right. They have a lot of that you can do with, like, early on in mid-game, and that might be why GuMiho's going to move out now.
Yeah.
Okay, GuMiho actually going to try to come around the corner. I'm a little bit surprised when he saw those rocks are getting damaged and even wanted to try to come with that little chunk of his army.
Yeah.
But he's going to try to loop around here now. Maru's scanning. Maru does get his third base a little bit more quickly. The Liberator's going to come over here and try to set up. Viking's already here to shut that down. But meanwhile, down here in the bottom, a push over here on Maru's base.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to get too much done, but with double Ravens, you actually, and those have been out for a while, by the way. Definitely has a lot more energy than his opponent here. You have some potential. Look at that, he's actually dealing a lot of damage at this point.
Yeah.
A little bit of mismicro there.
Getting drawn out there is pretty bad.
Yeah.
That CC's low, but I don't think he's going to take it out. 1-1 Weapons is going to finish up here.
GuMiho has his own third starting in mind just now, so
right.
Looking pretty strong for GuMiBear.
Oh, I like another siege mode setup right over here. By the way, Stim just finished, which is kind of funny. You don't normally see a push out like that. Stim, by the way, finishing before the Stim here of Maru.
Maru getting that air advantage, though. He does have more Vikings, forcing back GuMiho.
Yeah, 1-1 nearly done now from Maru. It's 5 tanks to 4, so nobody really has. Well, it's actually 5-5 now. Nobody with more muscle to try to set up and push.
Yeah.
Keep in mind on Dreamcatcher, there's a lot of ways that you can try to maneuver around your opponent to try to get a surprise setup. That's why they have those destructible rocks, excuse me, in the middle of the map, is that you have the opportunity to try to slow that down.
The air advantage is going to be very, very important moving forward here as well. Notice the remaining Cyclones kind of being sent out on the map by both sides. They've just become less and less useful as the game goes on, so things like little scoutings and harassments can be a good way to use them.
And Maru's going to come down here now, just hitting that sensor tower. Takes out one of those Cyclones. Nicely done by GuMiho. Yeah, I mean, it's been a fairly neck-and-neck game for the time being, you know?
Yeah, it seems like GuMiho is just ever so slightly outdoing Maru so far, but the amounts by which he's outdoing him are not things that can really decide the game.
Yeah, a lot of little victories here, like getting that CC to lift and then doing some damage and then running back.
Kill a couple Banshees, you know.
Well, GuMiho's going to try to move out again on the map.
Now, GuMiho is surprisingly good at attacking with a set of units like this. Like, remember Innovation? When he just went and broke him? When Innovation had sensor towers up and a good amount of siege tanks and everything, and GuMiho still, he just kind of maneuvered around and eventually broke through. Of course, it was a different map,
Let's note that there was a drop, a big pickup over there, so Maru does not have his entire army with him right now. In fact, that's headed, I believe, towards the main. Yeah, looping around here. It's still a little bit of a distance to travel. In fact, he's going to unload it. He might try just roaming down there.
Yeah, I like this type of TVT. In my opinion, this is the best way to play. We have players like GuMiho that bring like the entire army and go. And then we have players like TY and Maru who are more likely to defend with most of their army and send a smaller group out to try to get damage. I feel like it's great catch right there. But
Beautiful.
yeah, he gets punished there, but I like the idea that Maru's going for here. Defend, try to get your bases up and all that, and see if you can find some damage. Unfortunately for him, absolutely not finding it.
So that fourth base is going down now for GuMiho. With that medevac kill, I mean, he's slightly ahead in supply. I do like what you were saying earlier, Tosis, that GuMiho has a really good ability to like get set up and start a fight and kind of win, where a lot of times it seems like the defender's advantage would make it not viable at all to try something like that.
Feels like GuMiho knows everything about tank lines.
Yeah.
He's used mech enough or something. Now look at this. He's doing that exact type of thing we were just talking about. Just kind of getting into the siege tank range. Oh my god.
Okay, Maru just slapped that down so beautifully.
That was a lot of interference matrices all at once. If he had not cast those, GuMiho breaks his position.
Yeah, but now GuMiho's down on a ton of tanks.
Yeah.
I'm worried if this game ends in the next couple minutes here, we're going to have to look back at that moment where that happened, you know?
What a big move. Look at this, 10 siege tanks against 2. GuMiho is in serious trouble. He's got to keep a bit of pressure on, but when you start looking at these sensor towers and things, it's going to be hard to find a way in against Maru.
Okay. Maru now can really assert himself, and he might just try to come here through the top, pushing down, and try squishing GuMiho. I mean, every time that GuMiho tries to come up, when the siege tanks go into siege mood, Siege mood. When they, I'm wearing my siege mood rings. Every time that they come over there, you can see that GuMiho has to back up. If you look at this moment now, everything is going to get wiped out. And I mean, it's kind of crazy because this game was neck and neck.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. GuMiho's going to try to come from behind. Is this going to work?
Oh, there's those interference matrices once again, and actually a nice anti-armor missile on both sides there of GuMiho's Marine Force, bringing SCDs up from the south, but he doesn't have enough.
That should be game here.
Yeah.
GG. Maru takes game one.
Yeah, some really strong plays. You can see GuMiho kind of shaking his head there. I mean, very well done by Maru. It seemed like GuMiho had control and was really trying to flex his muscle in this way that we've seen him be very successful in against Innovation. But the interference matrices from Maru that was like almost game ending there. You can't just be like, oh, here's 5, 6 siege tanks. There you go. They're yours.
Yeah, it's too bad. I saw GuMiho with a bit of a nervous laugh after he lost that game. I mean, it seemed like they were toe to toe, right? Mm-hmm. And then he did one of these hold my beer GuMiho moves where you know, he just
hold my beer GuMiho move.
Yeah,
I don't think of him as that guy. I think of Patience maybe, but
no. GuMiho definitely with some of these pushes where he's got all the tanks inside the medevacs and just drops and sieges up.
I get you.
Okay.
He had that against Innovation, but it worked. So.
All right, map 2, 16-bit. Let's go. Wow.
Listen, guys in the chat, are any of you surprised that Maru is sending 2 SCVs onto the map right now?
Poggers. Is it, though?
Oh, my. Okay, so double proxy racks coming up. Most likely just a double proxy racks Reaper Rush from Maru. Definitely a build that he is extremely good at. I guess we just wait and see how GuMiho wants to defend it.
Okay. Down and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's going to be pretty crappy if GuMiho loses this game right away.
Well, there's definitely a chance that he does, right? Like, in the previous game, he did go barracks first into a command center with a Marine, not a Reaper.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing, too, is like, are we at the point where this has become predictable from Maru? Because we've been calling this for a while, right? And it seems like, I initially thought, okay, if he loses a game, he proxies. I think it doesn't matter. He plays a normal game, and then he just starts proxying every game from there on out.
It could be.
Because the only reason why I'm bringing it up at all is that this has happened so many times now where players get caught off guard by it. And I just wonder, like, at this point in time, should you just be playing as if Maru is proxying you? You know, looking for it.
It's certainly, if you did do that, you're going to pick up a few more wins against Maru probably, but it's also a gamble, right? Because if you're playing as if he's proxying you, then he's not, well, you're going to be in big trouble, right?
Yeah.
He scouts you with an SCV. You have a bunker at the top of your ramp. He's like, what?
Artis, I forgot to tell you about this, man. Yeah, well, we were making this joke at KSL about how you call it a gamble. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
a gamble.
A gamble. It's a little bit of a gamble.
Yeah. That factory's a little bit late.
I had a dream where we were casting together because I cast a lot, like in my sleep. But you looked at me when we were in a casino together, and you put your chips on the table. You said, "It's a little bit of a gamble," and I woke up.
Wow, it's a great dream.
Speaking of nightmares, Maru is coming through here, already taking out this SCV.
Dude, when the Reapers get this much heal time while they're in your base killing stuff,
this is where you really have so much momentum.
We're getting so close to a game loss right now.
Yeah.
You know, I came in today and I was thinking,
GG.
This is going to be the best match of the round of 8. Even when I first saw the round of 8, I was like, ooh, Leenock TY and GuMiho Maru. Those are my two matches I'm really excited about.
That proxy,
I tell you,
was a little bit of a gamble.
Well,
but it worked out.
It's a bit of a gamble.
It's a gamble. Look at GuMiho. He's like, oh my God, this is really going horribly. It's like it's the towel that's unlucky.
Yeah, well. Oh, where do we go from here, Tasteless?
Oh, man. I mean, this is a really tough one to call. Are all 4 of the players even here yet? Because I only see 3 of them. I didn't see Zest when we got down to the studio. You know,
I was going to say Zest would be the last to show up. 100% stats would be a punctual guy.
Yeah.
When you play defensive like that, you're on time also.
I just always wonder because sometimes we've had it where it comes down to the wire where the player's like watching on his phone on the train. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that fast.
Yeah. Well, I think they actually have a set time they have to be here.
Yeah, but they're never here on that time. All right. We're going into game 3. Lost and found.
I'm totally disappointed not to see SCVs on the map for Maru.
What, is he going to make buildings in the middle of his base?
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
And is this guy tilted, do you think?
Storm Gaming, GuMiho.
Losing that game like that in like 2 seconds?
Losing to a gamble like that?
With Maru, it's not even a gamble. I mean, you can scout his proxy racks and can do nothing, and then he just beats you in a
That is true.
game.
Sometimes you see it, and then you just discover that you're going to lose a little bit more quickly than you expected.
Yeah. Sometimes you see it early and you think you're going to win, and then you just don't in a long macro game. And remember that game where he like proxy racks the Zerg, and then like it all went downhill, and then he just went for a mech game and won?
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh, you got to hold that back up. We didn't have time to read that.
It's not easy.
Where its paragraph just flashes it, I have to pause it. But I don't have a pause button, guys.
Yeah.
I watch the actual feed.
Okay. Factory on the way now. Reaper for both sides. Look, I think in game 1 we saw that GuMiho can totally hold his own against Maru. GuMiho just, again, had one of those hold my beer moments and, like, just tried to shove. He's such an interesting player because he just attacks at a lot of times when nobody else would do it. But because he's so good at controlling stuff and so good at reacting just on his side, that he's able to come out and do the damage he needs to do and sometimes flip the game. But against Maru,
as if it were a table.
Yes, as one would say. But let's see what happens this time around. I mean, I don't know if GuMiho's supposed to play more conservatively against Maru, because I feel like he's not supposed to play conservatively in general. That's not what his style is, you know?
Yeah. Like, and it's kind of interesting, too, because I wouldn't even call GuMiho, like, super aggressive, right? I don't know. It's an interesting thing always trying to categorize players into boxes. Right? Because it's like, I guess Maru definitely you'd side with aggression in early game, but like in his TVT, the later it gets, he actually plays more conservatively like TY.
Yeah.
You know, like he's very likely to be the first one to attack, but then he's also very likely to be defending throughout the mid game. Anyways, Looks like Maru trying to get up this ramp.
Okay.
I don't know about this one.
Push comes to shove. He actually does do the damage.
Never mind.
One of these Reapers pretty low. Oh my god, denying the starport, throwing a nade down.
All right, well, that
Maru
was
is just
actually
a
really
terrifying
good.
human being.
He is so scary. Why did I think this would be close today?
Okay, Banshee coming up now with Cloak. Let's remember that in game 1, it was 2 cloaked Banshees. They both came out and did basically nothing due to Ravens being out. And he was kind of zoning that away with the Cyclones.
Yeah. Well, the GuMiho's getting a Viking right now, so that, I mean, that bodes partially well, but he didn't make a Raven yet, right?
No.
No, there's no way.
He didn't see the Banshee, did he? That was at such a weird angle. I think the Banshee was actually...
he saw it.
Oh, did he?
Like, because the Hellion has enough vision. I think he knows. Yeah, see, he's actually started an eBay and a Raven, so I do think he saw it.
And this is apparently how you hold off one injured Hellion.
Hey, you got
your heart rate does not go up a beat. It's like, yep, he's going to attack 2.
Yeah. These 2 SCVs will kill a Hellion.
Okay, he's going to try to hit from 2 sides now. Looks like, actually, I think everything's basically fine, right? GuMiho should hold this, no problem.
Yeah, he's got the turret. He's got a Raven there, too. Well, let's see what those grenades look like. Okay, the grenades do miss. Just hoping for some miss micro. Doesn't occur, though.
Yeah, this Banshee's barely going to be able to escape here. Oh,
is it tasteless?
Is it tasteless? You were a laughing stock back there. Not seeing that Raven pop out. Okay. GuMiho's looking good. Stim is on the way now. I believe this is before the stim here of this is before the stim here of Maru.
It's actually attacking the actual units here.
I'm really surprised that he's doing this with the Banshee.
Yeah.
I mean, you see 2 Cyclones and Marines and a Raven, and you're like, I think I can actually still do damage with my Banshee.
Well, I guess if you're, like, he knew the Raven was in the main base for a moment, so he's like, oh, maybe I can pick off a couple Marines or something, right? And get a little edge in that way. But I think that the harassment of Maru is almost over here. There's no more holes to try to poke in against GuMiho. And we see them with completely different styles this time. GuMiho going with the more heavy 2 base, whereas Maru already landing his 3rd command center. And going into mech, by the way. Look, is GuMiho not going mech at all today, and Maru going mech against him?
Yeah.
He's like, I can beat you with bio, I can beat you with proxy racks, I can beat you with mech. Well,
he's already got the gold medal at the Asia Games. He needs to get every other unlockable achievement, you know? Like, you beat GuMiho with every style of Terran. Oh, I thought I was going to get the satisfying moment of seeing a grenade hit a landed Viking, but I guess not. I was waiting for it. I had
bounces
my fingers
it into the air.
That's right. Bounces it goes back into fly mode.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool if hitting your Viking with a grenade made it go into fly mode instantly. That would make some interesting micro. Like, you go landed Vikings and Reapers. That'd be like a combo unit.
Yeah.
Because a grenade does so little damage, you could just insta-lift off.
So funny. Okay, so we're basically in now a standard TVZ. Nothing. There were some crazy attempts to hurt each other early on. Nothing really crazy resulted from that. Maru's got his 3rd base up a little bit more quickly than GuMiho's. GuMiho's is not actually done yet over at the 3rd base. But that may mean that GuMiho's going to try to come out here and put pressure on the map. His stim is just now finished, so he can start to actually use his Marines to fight.
Well, he's going to have to put some pressure on, right? You can't be going bio against mech, have your opponent have a landed CC before you start yours at the 3rd, and then sit back. Like, he has got to get out there and mix it up a little bit. Is he going to be able to find any damage, though? Oh, my God, that would have been...
Yeah.
Kills the SC
that would have been huge.
Like, that's when you know it. If you're laddering that happens, you're like, okay, this guy's better than me.
Yeah. I got a real game on my hands.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
Okay. GuMiho's still going to move out. Again, he's getting 5 Marines out at a time. Due to the tech difference in decision-making here from Maru, there's a chance he could be vulnerable here. He's going to have to rely heavily on his tanks in a good position where the Stim Marines can't hit him. The siege tanks can't siege and surprise him.
I think what we're going to see is Maru jump on the Raven. Oh, why is the Raven back there? He has to have the Raven for this attack because Interference Matrix is like crucial when you hit this timing. He actually really screwed up leaving that back there, I think.
I think that might have just been a straight up mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
Like not like he was tactically leaving the Raven back there for any purpose.
I mean, I guess it's sitting, so there's a possibility he thought a Banshee was going to come in, but normally if you move out with Bio Tank against Mech at this time, you're counting on an interference matrix or two and stimming in and killing tanks. He left it back, though, and I was excited because normally the Mech player is aiming to interference matrix your Raven so he can pick it off before interference matrixes his tanks, and it's kind of a fun little micro battle. Like, watch. Here. He's keeping it zoned out with those Vikings.
Well, I don't know if GuMiho can do anything
No,
now.
I don't think so, right?
This might have just taken too much time. You can see the Vikings are coming out trying to snipe that Raven, too.
Well, that's like the only thing that's actually super scary here. There is a lot of bio, but the siege tanks will really soften it all up. And then you can notice the constant scans, by the way, because for Maru right now, it's just about living. If he can just kind of stay alive, continue to build command centers and mech units, the longer GuMiho goes without doing damage to Maru, the more Maru's lead improves.
Okay, another scan down here. He sees the movement right now of the army. GuMiho just looking for some place to set up. I don't think Maru's going to give it to him, though, you know? He's just staying back. Even with the Cyclones kind of poking out here, is there anywhere else he could shave off part of that army?
And I think that GuMiho is really, the way he's moving with his medevacs right now, he's looking for an area to drop his siege tanks and insta-siege. Oh, this is so cool.
What?
Wow. Maru is so stylish, it's insane. He's switching into
really
bio here from
He's
mech.
like going mech into bio, dude. What?
Yeah, and he's even going for 2-2 mech first.
This is like he's doing the opposite of the Flash in StarCraft 1. He's like, well, no, you get mech units out, and then you got to go into bio, man.
yeah, it's a very weird thing to end up seeing. Some of these weird bio into mech or mech into bio plays that we've seen very rarely, but occasionally. Even since Wings of Liberty, we saw some people try. Didn't Byun have a build kind of similar like this? Where he went mech for a bit and went into bio or something?
I actually can't recall that off the top of my head, man.
Yeah, that was
Maybe
like a million years ago.
Yeah.
But
then again, the thing is, it might have been so long ago, I don't know if it's,
no, it's
valid to point out, right?
Oh, well, Tasteless, let me tell you it's valid because I'm talking about how weird it is. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested he's trying it.
Okay. Stim is near completion here for the hidden biotech. GuMiho's going to try to crack through this area, targeting down that planetary. But it should be pretty doable to just nudge tanks forward. Yeah, he has to unsiege and just back up. Now, again, GuMiho, with the slight supply advantage, is trying to orbit around this army, this position here of Maru and look for an opening. However, I don't know that he's going to find that. Can he try to disable these tanks over here?
Yeah, and he actually does disable and starts to move in right now. Oh my god, that was a great missile. Maru moving up right now. Look at this. GuMiho, I think, is starting to figure this out. He's like, that's a lot of Marines, actually.
Yeah.
And that's 2-2 mech.
Ooh, good shots there, disabling those tanks on the way back. Again, GuMiho kind of running into a wall here. Maru now already maxed up, pumping out an insane number of infantry. Is Maru going to counter push now? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, there's like an insane thing that I saw in the production tab right before that battle started. Maru is producing 15 Marines at a time and GuMiho 5. And I'm like,
so
oh my
crazy.
god, what am I even looking at? But this switch, this is... What am I looking at, man? Look at that. A ton of tanks with 2-2. Maru's 2-2 is barely behind GuMiho's for his bio units. Maru here on 4 bases. I guess GuMiho has that as well.
Okay, he's regrouping. You know that GuMiho is realizing, okay, the threat of Maru actually coming up here and doing, to me, what I tried to do to him is really real. And again, with the amount of infantry that's coming out, I don't know how GuMiho matches this, you know? Plus, you lose tanks at this point in time. As Maru, you're okay. You can still make plenty more tanks, you know?
Yeah. What an interesting game here. Look at this. He's actually starting 3-3 for his mech as well.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to go all the units, right?
This is
like,
what I
am I even... What?
I was going to say something like this. It's like, oh, he just goes for everything. Because if you have everything, in high upgrades and high numbers, well then of course you're going to win. It's like, yeah, but that's not how StarCraft works.
Right?
It's like then 2018 came along and Maru did that.
Yeah.
Then
So
I'm not
you
even
can-
sure how I'm supposed to commentate this.
It's like, dude, we have mules.
Look at this. He's like, what? You just have more of everything?
Yeah. He's got 2-2 and 2-2 mech. And GuMiho's sitting here with Marauders. Yeah, those are going to do well against Marines. I don't even know, man. GG.
Crazy.
What
What
did
is
we just
going on?
see? He
wonder
actually
if
went
it's-
mech into bio.
I think because he shows those mech units early on, Terran does, the infantry player does make Marauders, right?
Yeah.
But the follow-up from that is the infantry, and Marines always beat Marauders. I think.
Yeah, well, they certainly do. They certainly do, and he gets a huge Marine count, so I guess that's good. It's just, it's such a... I don't think I've ever seen anything like
if
that.
I could use a metaphor for that series, I feel like Maru took GuMiho and threw him in the air, and GuMiho just kept going up and just went into outer space and disappeared. It's like
Caseless.
we kept thinking he was going to come back down and land, and we're like, oh
Can
no.
I reword that for you for the
Yes.
fans to truly understand?
네,
He just
아시안
monster
게임
punched him to the moon.
조성주 선수
Thank you.
GSL도 3대 0입니다. 3연속 4강을 이룬 조성주 선수
He did it again, 3-0. You made it to the semifinals. Maru, congratulations.
와,
Thanks.
컨디션 난조 속에서도 3대 0, 또 3연속 4강입니다.
You said your condition wasn't very good today, but you got you won every game. How do you feel?
내 버리고 왔는데 이렇게 이기게 돼서 너무 좋은
I just tried to empty my mind.
3회 연속 우승이라는 걸
I'm really glad I won.
기억할 수 있는 기회가 주어지다 보니까
네.
더 좋은 것 같아요.
I'm still going to try to get my goal of winning every
이렇게
GSL this
컨디션
year.
난조 속에서도 기량을
Codas.
가릴 수가 없었던 것 같은데요. 1세트 경우도 시종일관 분리했거든요.
Oh, it's
이걸
amazing, your
도전
performance
한
tonight.
방으로 뒤집었죠. 와, 방해 매트릭스 나왔을 때 다들 깜짝 놀랐어요. 이 교전 한 순간만을 위해 기다리신 건가요?
Everyone was very surprised when you used some of
움직임만
those
잘 따라가면
Interference matrix.
the interference matrix. Thank you.
잘한다고 생각해서
네.
그냥 움직임만 잘 따라가자고 생각했는데 좀 잘 따라다닌 것 같아서 그런 기회가 주어진 것 같아요.
전진병영.
Once I knew I could get into late game, I was confident. I know I could just do whatever I got to do and I'll win.
나오는 타이밍도 예술이었어요. 2세트는 상대가 완벽히 배제했을 때 나오니까.
So the proxy,
더
Rax, that's your
이득가
signature play.
강하더라고요. 이것도
It seems like GuMiho had discounted that as being a possibility in game 2.
연장선에서 쓰신 거겠죠?
일단
I love those mind games from
어제
you.
기록해서 도우기 형이랑
Was that pre-planned or did
네.
you improvise that?
거물이 좋아가지고
아,
배제할 줄 알았거든요.
So I practiced a lot with Cure.
했던 것 같고
네.
잘 통해서
And it seems like on 16-bit,
좋은 것 같아요.
네.
I basically knew that my opponent would not
잘
factor in
준비를
a
해오셨던 것
proxy.
자, 3연속
Because using a proxy on 16-bit's actually pretty difficult.
높은 것 같습니다. 조성주 선수 그 어느 때보다도 정말 기량이 뛰어난 것 같은데 마지막으로
So you have a very high chance of getting in your third consecutive GSL Codex finals.
해볼게요. 김대엽 선수와 주성우
Let's
선수
talk about the semifinals
어떤
first.
선수 원하시나요? 다
It's going to be a
상관없나요?
match between either Zest or Stats.
둘 다 무서워가지고
You'll face the winner of that match.
만나고 싶은
Any preference?
선수는 없는데 그래도 무난한 대역이
No
낫지
preference.
않을까.
근데 두 선수에게 모두 두
They're
눈을
both strong.
안겨주셨잖아요 올해.
But if I had to pick one, I got Stats.
혹시 잊고 계셨어요?
생각 못 하고 있어요.
두 선수에게 혹시
But
마음이
you've beaten
가볍다
Zest in the
이런
finals in
마음
the past.
있으신가요?
Stats too, though. Come on.
Yeah.
그런 건 별로 없었는데
네,
지금
Don't you feel pressure facing them?
좀 어렵다 보니까
네.
일단
Yeah, but I don't
태양이
think like that.
보고 좀 배워야 될 것 같아요.
태양 선수에게 배우겠다 이야기를
TVP
하셨는데요.
seems hard.
알겠습니다. 마지막으로 팬들에게
I'm going to
한마디
have to
들어볼게요.
go ask TY for help.
일단 어제 기억해서 걱정
Any
많으셨을
words to your fans?
텐데 이렇게 올라가게 됐으니까
I know some of my fans are worried about my conditions as I landed in Korea yesterday. But hey, I did it. I won. Please keep cheering for me. See you guys in the semifinals.
이렇게 3연속
Congrats.
4강을 이룬
Damn,
조성주 선수
how quick was that? What,
That was super, super quick.
144. We started at 1. We're not done yet, but I mean,
What was this mech
That
in
was
the
really
bio
fast.
thing? He was getting 3-3 for his mech units while stimming in to kill GuMiho's third base.
we don't see. We've seen people that go bio and then like switch into mech in both versions of StarCraft. We've seen that. He was on 3 or 4 factories and then he threw down, I think it was 6 barracks. We got to go to a break. When we come back, our PvP. Stick around.
The